Okay, today we're going to be installing this surge protective device, a surge suppressor. It's a whole house surge suppressor. Furniqro is the company, and it's fhspd140. It's 140,000 whatever protection, way more than you need. It's a whole house protection, and this is the way I installed it. There's a bunch of different ways, and I'll show you the way I installed another one at another house here in a second. But for now, the way this is installed is, here's the whole house right here. It's your whole system. And if yours looks similar to this, you'll also have a little space at the bottom. If you don't, you're going to have to mount it somewhere else. Now they have this mounting thing set up here, and you can take it and mount it somewhere. Let's say you have room on one of these holes on the side. You can do that. They have holes down here at the bottom. You know, you can come up through one of those. At the top, it's the same principle. We have a bunch of them. They're all taken on this one here, but there's a bunch of different places you can put this thing without having to do any extra work. But setting it in there, if you're able to set it in there, you're money ahead. In other words, there's no work to do. You just set it in there. I didn't even screw it in. I didn't fasten it or nothing. So it's just sitting there and it's perfectly fine. When you know it's working, it's because you have the two lights that are lit up, the LED. They tell you you're fine with that. So the way you actually do this thing is you want your surge suppressor to be the top one. So your main breaker's here, and then one of these two here, you want to be set up. So this is our setup at a double 30. So that's what they want you to have, a double 30. And I have it set up right here with a double 30. And what you do is see the line's twisted? Because you want to have a twist for every inch. So on my installation, I wanted this thing all the way at the bottom, so I needed the entire 14 inches it comes with. So I put in 14 twists, okay? So you just hold it. So once you plug it into your breaker, twist the whole unit 14 times and then set it in place, if you're going to do it the same way I did. If you're going to put this thing outside, let's say you're going to put it right here, let's say you're able to mount it right here. Like I'm going to show you on the next one where I did this. I mounted it right here. And so mine was only 6 twists to get to there because there's only 6 inches. So however many inches this line is, you want that to be a twist per inch. That's what they tell you. 1 twist per inch. So if you put it right here, and you have it mounted right here, you'll have 6 inches to get to your breaker, and you'll have 6 twists in it, whatever. Okay, so that's the key. Now, to be able to get to this unit, almost every time you go to install one of these things, all this is already done. So you go, oh crap. So you got to move everything down. So in other words, if you have room, you just move everything down a little bit. That's what I did. So I had room to move everything down. So I moved it down all one. I put this 30 for something else. And then I put this 30 here for this system. Okay. So you have to make space up here. You don't want this thing anywhere else, because when the power hits and your surge happens, it comes from here, from your main. It goes right through the main and right into your house. There's no surge suppressor in these things. So you have to be able to have the first thing it hits, you want it going off. I mean, if you were really trying to protect crap, you'd have 2 of them, but 1 on each side. Then nothing could get through. Whatever the hell happens, it would happen in these 2 here, and everything else would be safe. So all the rest of your electronic, which is on all these other ones, they're all totally safe because here. Now, theoretically, I have it here, so they tell you this is all you need. But as far as I'm concerned, this right here is just as susceptible on this side as this one here is. So anyway, I don't want to confuse you. The point is, they're telling you this is sufficient, okay? I'm just telling you, if I had $1 million of equipment here, I'd put another one right here. That way it's for sure protected. Nothing can get through this thing, okay? But anyway, at this point, take it all down. Give yourself a space for a double 30 right here, and do the twist, and you're all done. So the fastest way to do it is, again, like I said, if you have room, just set it right in there, and you'll have 14 inches of wire, and twist it 14 times, stick it into your double 30s, and you're good to go. Once you turn the breaker on, these 2 lights will light, and that'll tell you that it's working, okay? And as long as those 2 lights are working, you're being protected. I know I tell you things that you don't need to know. And one of the things you don't need to know is, how do you know this thing works? I mean, there's no way to test it. So it's kind of like an airbag. in a car. You don't know if the damn thing works or not until you get in an accident. If it didn't work, well, you're screwed. But there was no way to test an airbag until you get in an accident. Same principle here. Just the two lights tell you it's working. So it either works or it doesn't. Okay, that's the whole thing. If you have any questions, put them down below. I'm glad to answer. And I'll put up a link to the surge suppressor in the comments. Okay? Okay, and on this one, of course, it's yet to be finished, but you can see the point, is I installed it through one of the access ports on the system itself. So, of course, like I said, you can do it this way or you can do it the other way. So there's a bunch of different ways that thing's set up for that. And works out perfect. If you have any questions, put them down below. Again, the link to the surge suppressor will be in the comments.